Germany is a country full of amazing places to see and explore. From tall castles and old churches to peaceful forests and shining lakes, every part of Germany has something special. Some places are made by nature, like mountains and rivers, while others were built long ago by kings, artists, or brave people in history. These wonders help us learn about the past and enjoy the beauty of the present. In this video, you will discover the most famous and beautiful wonders in Germany. Each one has its own story and is waiting to be explored and remembered. Neuschwanstein Castle. Neuschwanstein Castle is one of the most famous castles in the world. It is located in southern Germany in the region of Bavaria. The castle sits on a hill surrounded by forests and mountains. It looks like something from a fairy tale, with tall towers, white stone walls, and amazing views. The castle was built in the 1800s by King Ludwig II of Bavaria. He wanted a quiet place to live and dream. He loved art, music, and stories about knights. The design of the castle was inspired by those interests. Inside the castle, there are colorful paintings, golden decorations, and grand rooms. One of the rooms even has a cave built inside it. Although it looks very old, Neuschwanstein is not a medieval castle. It was built with modern machines for its time. It even had running water and toilets, which were rare back then. King Ludwig II died before the castle was finished. He only lived in it for a short time. After his death, the castle was open to the public. Today, millions of people visit Neuschwanstein Castle every year. It is one of Germany's most visited places. The castle also inspired Walt Disney's castle in Disneyland. That is why it feels so magical. But Neuschwanstein is real, and it continues to amaze visitors from all around the world. Brandenburg Gate. The Brandenburg Gate is a famous landmark in Berlin, the capital city of Germany. It was built over 200 years ago in the late 1700s. The gate was made to show peace and strength. It has tall columns and a statue on top of a chariot pulled by 4 horses. Long ago, the gate was the entrance to the city. Kings and queens passed through it. The design was inspired by old buildings in ancient Greece. It is made from sandstone and is about 26 meters tall. In the 1900s, the gate became a symbol of many important events in German history. During World War II, it was damaged by bombs. Later, when Germany was divided into East and West, the Berlin Wall was built next to the gate. People from both sides could see it, but they could not go through it. When the Berlin Wall came down in 1989, people celebrated at the Brandenburg Gate. It became a symbol of freedom and unity for all of Germany. Today, it stands as a reminder of peace and how people came back together after being apart for many years. Visitors from around the world come to see the gate. It is one of Berlin's most popular sights. At night, lights shine on the gate, making it look even more beautiful. Black Forest. Schwarzwald. The Black Forest is a large, dark green forest in the southwest of Germany. It is called the Black Forest because the trees grow so thick and tall that sunlight barely reaches the ground. The forest covers mountains, rivers, lakes, and small villages. This area is famous for its natural beauty. It has deep valleys, waterfalls, and quiet hiking trails. Many wild animals live there, like deer, foxes, and birds. People visit the Black Forest to walk, bike, or ski in the winter. It is also known for fresh air and peaceful nature. The Black Forest is known for its special traditions. People here make wooden cuckoo clocks, which have a little bird that pops out and makes a sound every hour. These clocks have been made in the region for hundreds of years. The Black Forest is also where the Black Forest cake comes from, a chocolate cake with cherries and cream. Many old stories and fairy tales were set in this forest. The Brothers Grimm used it as inspiration for their famous tales. Some people still believe it has a magical feel. The Black Forest is an important part of German culture. It is a place where nature, history, and tradition come together. Every year, thousands of people from all over the world come to see its beauty and learn about its history. Cologne Cathedral, Kölner Dom. Cologne Cathedral is one of the largest and most famous churches in the world. It is located in the city of Cologne in western Germany. The church is very tall and has 2 huge towers that reach up into the sky. It took over 600 years to finish building it. The cathedral was started in the year 1248. Builders wanted to make a church that was grand and beautiful. They used a style called Gothic, which means it has pointed arches, tall windows, and lots of details. The inside is filled with colorful glass windows windows, high ceilings, and stone columns. Cologne Cathedral was built to hold important religious treasures. One of these is the Shrine of the Three Kings. Many people come to see it because it is believed to hold the bones of the three wise men from the Bible. During World War II, the city of Cologne was bombed, but the cathedral stayed standing. Some parts were damaged, but most of it survived. People worked hard to fix it after the war. Today, the cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is one of Germany's top tourist spots. Visitors can climb over 500 steps to reach the top of the tower and see the view of the whole city. Cologne Cathedral is not just a church, it is a symbol of strength, faith, and the beauty of human work. Heidelberg Castle. Heidelberg Castle is a famous old castle in the town of Heidelberg in southwest Germany. It sits on a hill and looks over the Neckar River and the red-roofed houses of the town. The castle is partly in ruins, but still very beautiful and full of history. The castle was first built over 700 years ago. Over time, different kings and rulers added more buildings and towers to it. That is why some parts look like a fortress, and others look like a royal palace. It mixes Gothic and Renaissance styles, with fancy windows, statues, and stone walls. The castle was damaged during wars and by lightning strikes. One of the biggest destructions happened in the 1600s, and it was never fully rebuilt. Still, many parts of it remain, and people can walk through the gardens, courtyards, and large rooms. Inside the castle, there is a huge wine barrel, one of the biggest in the world. It was used to store wine for the whole castle. There is also a museum that shows old tools, artwork, and history from long ago. Heidelberg Castle is one of the most visited places in Germany. It is also a symbol of romanticism because poets and painters loved it in the 1800s. Today, people come from around the world to see its beauty and enjoy the amazing view of the town below. Saxon Switzerland National Park. Saxon Switzerland National Park is a beautiful natural area in eastern Germany, near the city of Dresden. Even though it is called Switzerland, it is fully in Germany. The name comes from artists who thought the mountains there looked like the ones in Switzerland. The park is famous for its tall sandstone rocks. These rocks have strange shapes and stand like towers, cliffs, and bridges. Some look like fingers, walls, or even castles. The most famous part is the Baste Bridge, which is built between giant rocks high above the Elbe River. Saxon Switzerland is perfect for people who love hiking and climbing. There are over 700 peaks for climbers and many safe trails through the forest. You can walk along rivers, through narrow rock paths, and up to high viewpoints. Many wild animals live in the park, like deer, owls, and rare birds. The forests are peaceful and full of green trees, moss, and flowers. No cars are allowed inside most of the park, which helps protect the nature and animals. People visit Saxon Switzerland to enjoy fresh air, quiet spaces, and amazing views. It is also a popular spot for photographers and nature lovers. This national park shows how powerful and beautiful nature can be. It is a special place where people can feel close to the earth, the sky, and the wild world around them. Sanssouci Palace. Sanssouci Palace is a royal palace in the city of Potsdam near Berlin. It was built in the 1700s for King Frederick the Great of Prussia. The name Sanssouci means without worries in French, because the king wanted a quiet place to rest and enjoy life. The palace is not very large, but it is full of beauty and style. It has yellow walls, large windows, and a green dome on top. Inside there are rooms with fancy decorations, golden walls, and painted ceilings. Each room was made to look special and elegant. Behind the palace is a large garden that spreads out over many levels. The garden has fountains, flowers, walking paths, and tall trees. There are also statues and other small buildings, like a Chinese house and a picture gallery. The whole area feels peaceful and royal. Frederick the Great loved music, art, and learning. He often invited smart people to visit, such as the French writer Voltaire. The palace was his favorite place, and he asked to be buried there under a simple stone near his dogs. Today, Sanssouci Palace is a museum. Visitors can walk through the rooms and gardens to learn how kings lived long ago. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sanssouci is one of the most beautiful places in Germany, showing the art, culture, and dreams of the past. Frauenkirche. The Frauenkirche is a large and beautiful church in the city of Dresden, Germany. The name means Church of Our Lady in German. It has a big stone dome that can be seen from far away. The church is one of the most important buildings in Dresden and a symbol of peace and hope. The church was first built in the 1700s. It was made with a special kind of stone and had a round dome, tall windows, and a bright open inside. People from all over Europe came to see it. The church was used for music, prayer, and community events events. During World War II, the city of Dresden was bombed, and the Frauenkirche was destroyed. Only a few parts of the walls were left. For many years, it stayed in ruins as a reminder of the war. After Germany was reunited, the people of Dresden decided to rebuild the church. They used the original stones that were saved from the ruins. It took about 11 years to finish. In 2005, the church opened again with great celebration. Today, the Frauenkirche stands tall once more. Inside, it is filled with light, art, and music. People come to pray, listen to concerts, or just enjoy the quiet beauty. The Frauenkirche shows how a city can heal and grow stronger, even after great loss. It is a place of history, faith, and peace. Berlin TV Tower. The Berlin TV Tower is one of the tallest buildings in Europe. It stands in the center of Berlin, the capital of Germany. The tower is 368 meters tall and can be seen from almost every part of the city. It is one of the most famous landmarks in Berlin. The tower was built in the 1960s, during the time when Berlin was divided into East and West. It was a project by the government of East Germany. They wanted to show the world that East Berlin was modern and strong. The most interesting part of the tower is the shiny silver ball near the top. Inside the ball, there is a viewing platform and a restaurant that slowly turns in a circle. From up there, visitors can see all of Berlin, the buildings, parks, and rivers far below. When the sun shines, the ball sometimes reflects a shape that looks like a cross. People started calling it the Pope's Revenge because East Germany didn't support religion at that time. Today, the Berlin TV Tower is a symbol of the city. Tourists from all over the world go up the tower to take pictures and enjoy the view. At night, the tower is lit up and looks even more magical. The Berlin TV Tower is more than just a tall building. It tells a story about history, change, and the way Berlin has grown over time. Romantic Road, Romantische Straße. The Romantic Road is a long and beautiful travel route in southern Germany. It stretches about 350 kilometers from the town of Würzburg to the castles near the Alps. The road passes through old villages, green hills, forests, and many fairy tale-like places. This road is called romantic because it shows the charm of old Germany. Along the way, travelers can visit small towns with colorful houses, wooden beams, and cobblestone streets. Many of these towns have tall church towers, city walls, and historic markets. One of the most famous stops is Rothenburg ob der Tauber. It looks like a town from the Middle Ages, with towers, gates, and narrow streets. People love walking around and feeling like they are in another time. Another great stop is Dinkelsbühl, with its pretty houses and calm atmosphere. The road also leads to Augsburg, a city known for its art and history, and ends near the world-famous Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria. Many people drive or bike along the romantic road. In spring and summer, the fields are full of flowers. In winter, some towns have Christmas markets with lights, music, and warm food. The romantic road is not just one place. It is a journey through history, beauty, and peaceful countryside. It gives visitors a chance to enjoy old German culture in a fun and relaxing way. Hohenzollern Castle. Hohenzollern Castle is a grand castle on top of a high hill in southern Germany. It stands over 850 meters above sea level and looks like something from a storybook. The castle is near the towns of Hechingen and Bissingen in the state of Baden-Württemberg. This castle was built by the Hohenzollern family, one of the most important royal families in German history. There were actually 3 castles built on this same hill over the centuries. The one we see today was finished in the 1800s. It was built in a neo-Gothic style with strong stone walls, tall towers, and pointed arches. The castle is not just beautiful on the outside. Inside, it has fancy rooms with royal furniture, paintings, and treasures. There is a special room that holds the crown of the Prussian kings. Many rooms also tell the story of the Hohenzollern family, who ruled parts of Germany for hundreds of years. Because the castle is so high, it has amazing views of the land around it. On clear days, visitors can see forests, fields, and villages far away. In the early morning or after rain, the castle sometimes looks like it is floating above the clouds. Today, Hohenzollern Castle is a popular place for tourists. People come to learn about history, take photos, and enjoy the peaceful beauty of the hilltop. Zugspitze. Zugspitze is the highest mountain in Germany. It stands at 2,962 meters tall and is part of the Alps in the southern region of Bavaria, near the border with Austria. Because of its height, it is often covered with snow, even in summer. Zugspitze is a favorite place for people who love nature, snow, and adventure. In winter, it becomes a popular ski area. In summer, people hike, climb, and take in the fresh mountain air. There are also ice caves and snowy spots that stay cold all year long. long. Visitors can reach the top of the mountain by cable car or by a special train. The ride up gives beautiful views of the mountains, valleys, and forests. At the top, there is a platform where people can see the land of 4 countries: Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy on a clear day. There are also restaurants and viewing areas near the top. Some people enjoy just sitting and watching the clouds move below them. There is even a small weather station and a gold cross that marks the very highest point. Zugspitze is more than just a mountain. It is a place where people feel close to the sky, where snow and sunshine meet, and where Germany touches the roof of the world. It shows the wild and beautiful side of the country. Lake Königssee. Lake Königssee is one of the most beautiful lakes in Germany. It is located in the Bavarian Alps, near the town of Berchtesgaden. The name Königssee means King's Lake in German. The lake is very deep, very clear, and surrounded by tall, steep mountains. The water of Königssee is so clean and calm that it looks like a mirror. Boats on the lake use electric motors to keep the water pure. These quiet boats take visitors across the lake, while guides play a trumpet that echoes off the cliffs. A sound many people remember forever. One of the most famous spots on the lake is the small red dome church of Saint Bartholomew. It sits on the edge of the lake and can only be reached by boat. The church is very old and stands in front of snowy mountains, making it a perfect place for photos. Hiking trails around the lake lead through forests and up into the mountains. Some paths go to waterfalls and hidden viewpoints. One trail leads to a second, smaller lake called Obersee, which is even quieter and just as lovely. Lake Königssee is a peaceful and magical place. People come to relax, enjoy the silence, and feel close to nature. Whether standing by the water or looking down from the mountains, the beauty of Königssee stays in the heart. Wartburg Castle. Wartburg Castle is a strong and historic castle on a hill above the town of Eisenach in central Germany. It is one of the most important castles in the country and is over 900 years old. Because of its history, it has been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The castle was built in the 11th century and became home to many famous people in German history. One of the most important was Martin Luther. In 1521, he stayed at Wartburg Castle for about a year after he spoke out against the church. While hiding there, he translated the New Testament of the Bible into German. This helped many people read the Bible for the first time in their own language. Before Martin Luther, the castle was also known for music and poetry. In the 1200s, famous singers and writers visited Wartburg. There is even a large hall inside the castle where singing contests were held. The castle buildings show many styles because they were built and rebuilt over time. Some parts look like a medieval fortress, while others have colorful rooms with art and decorations. There is also a beautiful chapel inside. Wartburg Castle is a place where history, religion, and culture all meet. People visit it to learn about the past, enjoy the view, and walk through rooms where big changes in the world once began. Aachen Cathedral. Aachen Cathedral is one of the oldest and most important churches in Europe. It is located in the city of Aachen, near the borders of Belgium and the Netherlands. The cathedral was started around the year 800 by Charlemagne, one of the most powerful kings in European history. Charlemagne wanted a grand church where he could pray and be remembered. He was buried there after he died in 814. Later, many German kings were crowned in Aachen Cathedral. For more than 600 years, it was the place where new rulers began their rule. The cathedral has many different parts added over time. The oldest part is called the Palatine Chapel. It has a round shape and big stone columns. Inside, there is a golden ceiling with beautiful designs and a large chandelier. Visitors can also see Charlemagne's throne and a golden box that holds his bones. Other parts of the cathedral were built later and include tall windows with colorful glass and sharp arches. The whole building mixes Roman, Gothic, and medieval styles. Aachen Cathedral became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978. It was the very first German site to receive this honor. Today, people come from around the world to see the cathedral. It is a place of religion, art, and history. The church still holds services, and its peaceful beauty reminds everyone of how long and rich Germany's past really is. Linderhof Palace. Linderhof Palace is a small but very beautiful royal palace in southern Germany. It is located in the region of Bavaria, near the Alps. The palace was built in the 1800s by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, who loved art, beauty, and peaceful places. Linderhof was the king's favorite palace. Unlike his other castles, this one was finished during his lifetime. It is the only one he lived in for a long time. The palace is not large, but it is full of golden decorations, mirrors, and detailed artwork. Every room is designed with care and filled with fine furniture and rich colors. The outside of the palace is just as amazing as the inside. There are beautiful gardens with fountains, statues, and flowers. In front of the palace, a large fountain shoots water high into the air. The gardens were made to look like the ones at the Palace of Versailles in France. One of the most interesting things near the palace is the Venus Grotto, an artificial cave built for the king. Inside, there is a small lake and a special boat shaped like a seashell. The king would sit in the boat and listen to music alone. Today, Linderhof Palace is a museum. Visitors come to see its beauty and learn about King Ludwig's quiet, dreamy life. It is a peaceful place full of wonder, history, and charm. Moselle Valley. The Moselle Valley is a beautiful region in western Germany. It follows the Moselle River as it winds between hills, forests, and small towns. The valley is famous for its vineyards, castles, and peaceful villages. One of the best things about the Moselle Valley is its wine. The steep hills are covered with grapevines, and the valley produces some of the best white wines in the world, especially Riesling. The vineyards look like green steps going up the hills, and in autumn, the leaves turn gold and orange. Along the river, there are many small towns that look like they came from a storybook. Towns like Kokum, Bernkastel-Kues, and Traben-Trarbach have colorful houses, narrow streets, and old churches. Many towns have wine festivals where people enjoy local food and music. There are also castles in the Moselle Valley. One of the most famous is Burg Eltz, hidden in a forest with tall towers and stone walls. It looks just like a fairy tale castle. People visit the Moselle Valley to relax, take boat rides, hike on hills, or bike along the river. The views are peaceful and beautiful in every season. The Moselle Valley is a perfect mix of nature, history, and culture. It shows the quiet and lovely side of Germany, a place where time seems to slow down and every village has a story to tell. The Wadden Sea. The Wadden Sea is a unique coastal area in northern Germany. It stretches along the North Sea and is shared by Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark. This area is very special because it is the largest tidal mudflat system in the world. The Wadden Sea is known for its tides. When the tide goes out, large areas of the seafloor become dry. People can walk across the muddy ground, called mudflats, and see crabs, worms, and tiny sea creatures living there. Walking on the seafloor is called mudflat hiking, and it is one of the most popular activities in the area. This sea is also very important for birds. Millions of birds stop here to rest and feed during their long flights between the Arctic and Africa. It is a protected area and a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its rich wildlife. The Wadden Sea is home to many animals, including seals, porpoises, and many types of fish. Boats can take visitors to watch the seals resting on sandbanks. Some islands, like Sylt and Fur, are part of the Wadden Sea and are known for their beaches in small towns. The Wadden Sea teaches people about nature and the power of tides. It is a peaceful place full of life, and every day the land and water change. It shows how nature moves and lives in a quiet, amazing way. Reichstag Building. The Reichstag Building is one of the most important buildings in Germany. It is located in Berlin and is the home of the German parliament, called the Bundestag. The building has a long and powerful history, and today it stands as a symbol of democracy. The Reichstag was first built in the late 1800s. It has a large stone front with columns and writing that says, Dem deutschen Volke, this means, to the German people. It was used for government meetings until it was badly damaged by fire in 1933. For many years, the building was not used. During World War II, it was hit by bombs. After the war, Germany was divided and the parliament moved to another city. But when Germany became one country again in 1990, the government decided to return to Berlin and rebuild the Reichstag. A few years later, a new glass dome was added on top of the building. Visitors can walk inside the dome and look down into the parliament chamber. The dome is made of clear glass, showing that the government is open and transparent to the people. Today, the Reichstag is a popular place for tourists. People come to learn about German history, walk up the spiral ramp in the dome, and enjoy views of Berlin. The Reichstag shows how a country can grow stronger after hard times and build a future based on freedom and trust. Berg Eltz. Berg Eltz is one of the most beautiful and best preserved castles in Germany. It is hidden deep in a forest near the Moselle River in the western part of the country. The castle stands on a high rock above a small stream and looks just like a castle from a fairy tale. Berg Eltz was built over 850 years ago and has been owned by the same family ever since. Even today, their descendants help take care of it. Unlike many castles in Germany, Berg Eltz was never destroyed by war or fire, so most of its rooms and walls are original. The castle has tall towers, stone walls, and wooden balconies. Inside, there are rooms filled with old furniture, paintings, weapons, and armor. Some of the beds, tables, and decorations are hundreds of years old. There is also a treasure room with gold, silver, and ancient coins. To get to Berg Eltz, visitors walk through the woods or take a small shuttle bus. The view of the castle from the forest path is famous and often seen on postcards and travel books. Many people come to explore the castle, enjoy the peaceful nature around it, and learn about life in the Middle Ages. Berg Eltz is a true gem of Germany. It shows how the past can still live in the present, and it offers visitors a quiet, magical step back in time. Bamberg Old Town. Bamberg Old Town is one of the most charming and well-preserved historic areas in Germany. It is located in the city of Bamberg in the state of Bavaria. Because of its beauty and history, the Old Town was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1993. Bamberg is built on 7 hills, and each hill has its own church. The city is full of narrow streets, old stone bridges, colorful buildings, and beautiful churches. Many of the houses have wooden beams and flower boxes on the windows, making the town look like it's from a storybook. One of the most famous sites in Bamberg is the Old Town Hall, Altes Rathaus. It stands right in the middle of the river on a small island and is connected by 2 bridges. The building has amazing wall paintings and looks like it's floating on water. Another special place is Little Venice, a row of small fishermen's houses along the river. These homes are over 500 years old and are now part of one of the prettiest views in the city. Bamberg is also known for its beer. It has many old breweries, including one that makes a smoked beer called Rauchbier. People come to taste the beer and learn about brewing traditions. Walking through Bamberg Old Town feels like stepping into the past. It is peaceful, full of color, and rich in culture, showing the heart of old Germany. Devil's Bridge. The Devil's Bridge, also known as Rakotzbrücke, is a magical-looking stone bridge in the eastern part of Germany. It is located in Kromlau Park in the state of Saxony. The bridge is famous for its perfect circle shape, which reflects on the water below. Rakotzbrücke was built in the 1800s by a local man who wanted to make something beautiful and unusual. The stones were carefully placed to form a high, thin arch. When the water is still, the bridge and its reflection make a full circle, a view that looks almost too perfect to be real. People call it the Devil's Bridge because in old stories, bridges that seemed impossible to build were said to be made with help from the devil. Of course, this bridge was made by humans, but the name stayed because of its strange and magical design. The area around the bridge is also very peaceful and pretty. Kromlau Park has trees, flowers, and walking paths. In autumn, the leaves turn bright red and yellow, making the bridge look even more special. Today, visitors come from all over the world to see Rakotzbrücke. No one is allowed to walk on it anymore to protect the bridge from damage, but people can still take pictures from nearby paths. The Devil's Bridge is a small but stunning wonder. It shows how nature and human creativity can come together to make something truly unforgettable. Bastei Bridge. The Bastei Bridge is a stunning stone bridge built between tall rock towers in the Elbe Sandstone Mountains near the town of Rathen in eastern Germany. It is part of the Saxon Switzerland National Park and is one of the most visited natural sites in the country. The rocks around the bridge were formed by wind and water over millions of years. They stand like giant fingers above the forest and river below. In the early 1800s, wooden bridges were built so that people could explore these amazing cliffs. Later in 1851, a stone bridge replaced the wooden ones. This is the bridge we see today. The Bastei Bridge is about 76 meters long and connects several of the tall rocks. From the bridge, visitors can see the deep Elbe River Valley, green forests, and more stone towers in the distance. The view is especially beautiful at sunrise or sunset when the light turns the rocks golden. Close to the bridge are the ruins of Neuschwanstein Castle, an old rock fortress built into the cliffs. Visitors can walk among the ruins and imagine what life was like for the people who once lived there. Hiking trails lead to and from the Bastei Bridge, and the whole area is full of natural beauty. The Bastei Bridge is a perfect mix of wild nature and human skill. It makes people feel small and amazed by the world around them. Bayreuth Opera House. The Bayreuth Opera House is one of the most beautiful Baroque theaters in the world. It is located in the city of Bayreuth in southern Germany. The Opera House was built in the 1700s and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its incredible design and history. This opera house was created for Margravine Wilhelmina, the sister of King Frederick the Great. She loved music and the arts and wanted a grand place for performances. The theater was finished in 1748 and was used for concerts, plays, and operas for the royal court and guests. The outside of the building looks nice, but the true wonder is on the inside. The entire auditorium is made of painted wood and decorated with gold, flowers, angels, and soft colors. The ceiling has beautiful paintings, and the stage is one of the largest from its time. The Bayreuth Opera House is special because it was built entirely from wood, which gives it amazing sound quality. Even today, the sound inside is so clear that it feels like the music is floating in the air. Although it is now used only for special concerts and events, visitors can still take guided tours to see its beauty and learn about its history. The Bayreuth Opera House is a treasure of music and art. It shows how music has always been a big part of Germany's culture and heart. Herrenchiemsee Palace. Herrenchiemsee Palace is a grand royal palace on an island called Herreninsel in the middle of Chiemsee Lake in Bavaria, southern Germany. It was built by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, the same king who built Neuschwanstein and Linderhof palaces. Herrenchiemsee was designed to look like the Palace of Versailles in France. King Ludwig admired the French King Louis XIV and wanted a German version of Versailles. Construction began in 1878, but the palace was never finished because Ludwig died before it was complete. Even though it's unfinished, the parts that are done are very grand. The palace has golden halls, mirrors, crystal chandeliers, and painted ceilings. One of the most famous rooms is the Hall of Mirrors, which is even longer than the one in Versailles. Every room shows the king's love for beauty and art. The palace is surrounded by formal gardens, fountains, and statues. The main fountain shoots water high into the air, especially during the summer months. Boats take visitors across the lake to reach the island, making the visit feel extra special. There is also an old monastery on the island and peaceful walking paths with views of the lake and mountains. Herrenchiemsee Palace is a quiet, elegant place that shows the dreams of a king who loved art and peace. It stands as one of Germany's most beautiful and unique royal treasures. So this was all about today's video. Do let us know your thoughts and comments. Please subscribe to Travel the World. Thank you for watching.